Long ago, I have made 2 Dante videos. Of course, a while back, I have deleted those videos. DE changed this Warframe so many times I possibly cannot count, but hopefully it is over. Hopefully Dante is gonna stay as is, and for you guys, I have, of course, a build video. So let's get into that. Now, Dante is insanely good, still up till this day. I do not care what everybody says, but I have found out a way where you can basically have 100,000 overguard and basically be unkillable with this Warframe and do a lot of damage. And you might be asking yourself, well, how are we going to do that? Well, you probably know by now it's his abilities, but it is going to be a lot of damage. We're basically nuking, instant nuking everything, and that is sort of the point of the thumbnail. I think this is literally the purpose, and I don't know, I guess not the purpose, but the literal definition of instant nuking. So, abilities, that's what we want to cover. Dante, his first ability, of course, is going to be Noctua, which is very important because we need it for the passive, which is going to be when you get a kill with your Noctua, which is a Grimoire type weapon, you are going to scan an enemy into your codex, and then you have an increased 50% status chance against those enemies when you're using Noctua. So that's very, very cool. And also, final verse as Wordwarden, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So, Noctua, it is a Grimoire type weapon. This weapon is going to be doing slash and radiation damage on its ult fire, and its ult fire is very cool. It also has a feature where you can put all of the invocation mods if you really want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. But this is actually a good weapon. It is quite useful, and we are utilizing it throughout this video. Now, it can be changed out, for example, for Nourish, but I just love using the Noctua as a utility and also just a killing tool. So, Lightverse is the second ability. You basically press your 2 and you're gonna gain a little bit of overguard and increase health. So that is going to be very, very nice. We have Darkverse. Now this is going to be doing slash damage in front of you, everything that it sees, even a smallest little bit as they specified. This is going to be doing slash damage to it, and I've honestly noticed that it basically does do what it's supposed to do, but it is just me. Now, the final verse is his fourth ability. We have 4 different buffs here. Now, Triumph is going to be when you press light verse 2 times. This is going to give you overguard and a lot of it, and also give you health, which is very, very nice. This is going to be able, in our situation, at the best of circumstances, to actually reach 100k, which I think is a really hefty amount. I didn't die or even was close to thinking of dying with this Warframe. Tragedy is the second way. Now, you basically cast 2 Dark Verses, and this is your main instant nuking ability. Just a slash all of those enemies, and of course you do have a multiplier here as well, so keep that in mind. And you're going to be doing even more slash damage when the actual explosion procs from Tragedy, and this is basically going to be your nuking ability. You're going to be using this against literally everything. And then Wordwarden is going to be your ability when you cast a light and then a dark verse. Now, this is going to be very good because this is going to create a copy of your Noctua that's going to sync up with your attacks, and then it's going to be, of course, dealing even more damage, which is very nice, and it's always good to have this with you. Now, we have Pageflight, which is also very, very important, and I do recommend you keep this active basically all the time. Wordwarden, you can, forget about it a little bit, but Pageflight is going to be a dark and then a light verse. This is going to summon pigeons, birds, pilgrims, whatever they're called, I forgot their name, and they're gonna attack enemies and they make them most susceptible and take more damage from status effects. Of course, slash being one of them, and yeah, it definitely works. Those birdies are doing their job. So, we have explained everything. You know his abilities, you know his combinations. You might mess it up a couple of times, of course, I do as well. Everybody does. It can be confusing in the midst of battle, but you want to know the Dante build. This is what the Dante build looks like. We have Growing Power, we have Stretch, Prime Continuity, Equilibrium, Primed Flow, Augur Secrets, Transient Fortitude, Precision Intensify, and then Blind Rage. We do have Coactional Drift, giving us for 15% additional bonus from our ores. We have Arcane Energize and Augmented augmented, molt augmented of course, and we can change out arcane energize for molt efficiency if you do want to. This is going to be very good because it's going to give you extra duration. Prime flow also can be changed out for another mod, but I didn't specifically find anything more useful than using prime flow, so that is just me. So that is your flex slot. Put in whatever you would like in there. Now we of course want to know, how do we have so much power strength on this Warframe? Well, the Archon shards. Yes, we do have 2 that are going to give us 10%, and then 2 additional Tau Forged Red ones giving us additional 15% or 30 in total, and then 1 that's going to give us casting speed 37.5%. So that's going to be very good, but we want even more power strength for some odd reason, and we want more casting speed, so we're gonna use the focus school of choice, Madurai. Power transfer is going to be very good. It's gonna give you additional 50% casting speed, and then sling strength as always, giving us 40% ability strength from consecutively slinging like a madman with your operator and then switching and gaining an additional, as I said, 40%. Now, you might be wondering, what are going to be the weapons of choice? I mean, I see you use the Cedo. Yes, the Cedo. This is what the Cedo build looks like. This is going to be our primer, sort of, for our melee, which we're never going to use. I never used my melee once, but, you know, it's there. And priming, of course, enemies just makes it more easier and much better to kill, considering all of this build. I guess this whole Warframe itself is focused on status effects, so those birdies are going to help out a lot, believe me. So you also might be wondering, what's the melee choice? I mean, yeah, you know you're not going to use it, but what is it? Yes, it's the Nikana Prime. This is it. You can honestly just go without a melee. I use the Nikana Prime just in, I don't know, dire situations, but you do not need it. And of course, the Noctua. Yes, because we don't have a secondary, we're going to be using the Noctua basically all of the time. This is what the Noctua build looks like. We have a galvanized diffusion, prime target record, we have won't medication. All Earth Fire is going to increase our power strength by 4%, stacking up to 15 times. Very, very nice. And then Zato Invocation is going to grant us 1 energy per second for 20 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. Believe me, this is going to save you a lot. And then we have Horn Strike, Creeping Bullseye, Pistol Pestilence, and then Primed Convolution. Now, you can change out Horn Strike for Lethal Torrent. Even though it might sound strange, you are losing out on a lot of damage, but you're gaining on fire rate, which is going to be good. But the damage is not that bad that you can't kill anything, because you're mostly using this for your old fire, honestly. You are going to be killing enemies. It is going to be pretty easy, especially if you do use Hornet Strike, but you don't necessarily need that much damage. But you can definitely put it in however you want. It is completely up to you. And now, let's cover our companion of choice. It is going to be Nautilus, yes, with the ┛ᵉ. That is going to be dragging enemies in, affected by status effects. Of course, the main ability, or I guess mod here, being Cordon, which is going to be, of course, the main thing that we want to use Nautilus for. I don't necessarily think you need anything else. I don't think you need another companion. I think Nautilus is the best option, because it's just that additional crowd controlling that you have. It's going to be even better. And of course, bringing closer enemies, just, you know, smooching them before they die is just the best thing in the world. So you can do that with Nautilus. Now, how are you supposed to play this build? Well, it can be a little bit complicated, but easy peasy lemon squeezy. You pick up your Noctua and you basically use your alt fire when a lot of enemies line up, gain a lot of energy, and then you can cast your second ability, Two Light Versus, get yourself Triumph, overguard, cap, go, activate, fully, sling around, gain that power strength from the focus schools, then use your Noctua. It's going to give you additional power strength as well, growing power, and so on and so forth. And then that's how you get that 100k overguard. So then you move on to activating Wordwarden and then activating Pageflight, and then just cast Tragedy as much as you would like, and that is pretty much it. You are gonna be winning all throughout everything, honestly. I haven't noticed this Warframe having difficulties in any sort of type of situation. I have been playing this Warframe as a brain-dead monkey. Even though I am a weasel, it is strange, yes, I know, but it is that easy to play it. And I think this is going to be the Gaming Weasel's final verse on Dante. That is going to be basically it. I'm not going to be making any more Dante videos until everything is completely changed. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, do leave a like, a comment, and do subscribe for more. I am going to be, of course, making more Warframe videos. New Warframe video already coming out probably in 2 days, alongside talking about that new update. So yeah, see you guys on the next one.